Hello everyone, welcome back to online Savi video tutorial on applied hydraulics. In the previous class, we have started with the module 5 and we have seen the introduction to radial flow reaction turbine. And in this class, we are covering the example of radial flow reaction turbine, that is Francis turbine and its components. So coming to the introduction to the Francis turbine, so I know it is one of the inward radial flow reaction turbine, so which has a radial discharge at the outlet, so which is known as a Francis turbine. And so this turbine is named after an American scientist, which is, who is J.B. Francis in 1849, and also. So in case of modern Francis turbine, what happens? The water enters in a one direction and leaves in a other direction. That is, it enters in a radial direction and leaves in a axial direction. So that's why the modern Francis turbine is called a mixed type of a turbine. So mixed flow type of turbine, because and it enters in one direction and leaves in another direction. And the Francis turbine is a mixed flow medium head reaction turbine, so which is suitable for a head of 40 to 600 meter with a flow rate of 10 to 700 meter cube per second, and with a specific speed of 51 to 255 rpm. And also coming to the components, so because as it is an example of radial flow reaction turbine, the components remain same. That is, it will be having a runner part, and after that you have a guide wheel part, so with the steerings or a stay vanes, and after that you have a draft tube. We can see the clear picture here, and you have the runner is attached to the shaft, and after that you have a spiral casing here. You can see the spiral casing. So the first component is a scroll casing or a spiral casing. So you have already know what is a scroll or a spiral casing. So where the casing, the cross-sectional area of the casing will decreases with respect to the direction of flow. Okay, that is called the spiral or scroll casing. So mainly it is provided around the runner, so to avoid some accidents or splashing of water. And after that you have a guide wheel, that is nothing but a speed ring or steering with the stay vanes, which is nothing but a guide wheel, so with a stationary vane, so which is usually provided so to allow water, so it will guide a water so from the casing to the runner without any shock. Okay, so that to enter to allow the water to enter the runner without any shock, the steering or a stay vanes are provided. That is called the guide vanes, and the guide vanes or the steerings. And after that you have a runner part, you already know. So runner is a circular wheel which is which is having a series of a moving vanes, so where this runner is connected to a shaft of the turbine. So and after that you can see the shaft which is used to connect the runner to the electrical generator. You have the next part is a generator, so which is used to generate the electricity. So those are the different components of the Francis turbine. So here also you can see the the typical cross section of Francis turbine. So you can see here from the penstock the water is discharged, like withdrawn through the casing, and after that so you have a spiral casing here. After that you have the stay vanes here. You can see this is the stay vanes which is stationary, and the steering. Okay, so and after that you have a guide vane here, so you can see here. So one extra ring you have in case of Francis turbine is a steering. See, this is the extra ring or extra wheel what you have in case of Francis turbine. After that you have a guide wheel with the guide vanes, and after that you have a runner. This is the runner part. And this is a cross-sectional view. You can see here how the water enters, and the velocity triangles are so similar to that of the radial inward flow reaction turbine. And in case of Francis turbine, the work done per second so is given by rho AVR1, so VW1 U1 plus VW2 U2, which is same as that of the impulse turbine, that is Pelton wheel turbine. And so this A into VR1, so we can area into velocity is nothing but discharge. So work done per second will be equal to rho q VW1 U1 plus VW2 U2. And also, so in case of this Francis turbine, as the discharge at the outlet is radial, so as the discharge is radial, VW2 will become 0. Then the equation becomes, so work done per second is equal to rho q VW1 U1. And also, so per unit weight, the work done per unit weight will be equal to VW1 U1 divided by G. So you have to divide by unit weight. Then you will get VW1 U1 by G. And so hydraulic efficiency, we know that is eta H is equal to runner power to the water power. So which will be equal to VW1 U1 divided by GH. Okay. And the value of hydraulic efficiency varies between 85 to 95%. And similarly, the mechanical efficiency eta M is shaft power to runner power. So which is P divided by W into VW1 U1 divided by G. So where it varies from 85 to 95%. And the overall efficiency is now it is a product of hydraulic and the mechanical efficiency. So which is P divided by W into H. So where the overall efficiency varies between 80 to 90%. And also the degree of reaction of a Francis turbine is the ratio of change of pressure energy in the runner to the change of total energy inside the runner. So for example, if P1 and P2 are the pressures at inlet and outlet of the runner, then the degree of reaction R is given by P1 by W minus P2 by W whole divided by W1 U1 divided by G. So this is the degree of reaction of a Francis turbine. And some of the working proportions which are necessary to solve the problems of this Francis turbine are N is equal to 0.1 to 0.4. So where N is the ratio of width to diameter and the flow ratio, which is CV or KV. So which is equal to VF1 by root 2 GH. So the value of flow ratio varies between 0.15 to 0.3. And similarly, the speed ratio, which is denoted as phi or KU, which is equal to U1 divided by square root of 2 GH. So the value varies between 0.6 to 0.9. Thank you all. Let us continue the next topic in the next class.